Hi guys, what's up? Mark here again, and I know I'm a little late with this one considering it's already Monday morning, 1:33 in the morning. Anyway, so I'm pretty psyched about this. Let's see. I haven't really done a Game of Thrones review, so this will be it. My first Game of Thrones review, which will be Season 2, Episode 10, aka Valar Morghulis, which is actually pretty important in this episode. So here we go. Now, I'm going to start with King's Landing, where Tyrion wakes up. If you remember from the Blackwater episode, Tyrion had a gash on his face right here from that spy that he found, or the one that he asked to spy on Cersei, which his squire kills at the end of that episode. Anyway, so Tyrion's alive. That's the important part. We all love him and his wits. Now, I'm just going to go over him right now. I'm just going to go over the characters and how they go throughout this episode. Okay, so Tyrion wakes up dead. He's neither dead, neither is he the King of the Hand. That title now belongs to Tywin Lannister, aka Grandpops. So, with that, now that he's not the Hand of the King, Shae tries to convince him to leave King's Landing, but it's Tyrion. He's kind of stubborn if we know him. He won't leave. He says he belongs there, even though Shae totally disagrees. And I actually did wish that he left King's Landing, but he's good at that. That's what he says he's good at, outwitting all these people. He's always been good at that, and he's been good at that throughout the whole show. So, okay. Now, as for Lord Varys, he is in one of Baelish's. I think he is in Baelish's brothel, and he actually employs one of Baelish's own. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. The Assassin's Creed word is coming to me. The courtesan, or I'm just gonna call him Lady of the Night. One of his ladies of the night to be. I think spy on him. That's just me. I'm not totally positive, but that's just my take on it. Varys isn't, and Varys actually talks to Tyrion later. There's sometime in the episode, and I can't really say later because I'm skipping around. But he's talking to Tyrion, and he says since he's no longer the Hand of the King, Tyrion's essentially disposable, and there's no use for him, and it's dangerous for Varys to be around him. So Varys and Tyrion's own squire leave, and then that's when Shae comes in. Okay. Now, as for Joffrey, okay, here we go. Still king. Tywin didn't take that. Kind of can't anyway. So Tywin Lannister is made the Hand of the King by Joffrey. Baelish is given Lord Baelish for uniting House Tyrell and House Lannister is given all of Harrenhal. And then Sir Loras, if you remember, that is Renly's lover, and oh god, I love Renly. Sorry, Renly's just my favorite. Okay, sorry. And Loras is his lover, and then his Renly's wife is Marjorie, Lady Marjorie Tyrell, and Sir Loras's wish was that she married Joffrey. Now, Joffrey's like, I made an oath that I'd promise Sansa, or that I'd marry Sansa, but then at the same time, Cersei backs Lady Marjorie that Joffrey should marry her, and actually I think the Maester says that it's okay for him to do so too. So that makes her totally disposable. But at the end of that part, Sansa's walking away, and she thinks she can go home scot-free, which Baelish says it's not going to happen, but he will try to get her home as soon as possible, or whatever he can, just because if you'll notice, she does look a lot like Lady Stark. A friend of mine actually pointed this out to me. She looks a lot like Lady Stark, and then I'm pretty sure he falls in love with her just because of this, and he even mentions that she's like her mother, and how she loved her mother like a sister, even though we all know how that goes if we're into the whole series, if we've watched the whole series. So yeah, now Sansa's disposable, and so is Tyrion in the show. I mean, I haven't read the book, so I don't know how that works out. I'm not exactly a big Sansa fan, but the pity factor is there for Sansa this season. Okay, so now let's go over to Westerland, or I don't know, outside near Rob's camp-ish area. Okay, so let's go with Brienne. Brienne is with the Kingslayer, Jaime Lannister, but he's not really doing anything. He's just bantering until they both she and he run into a couple of Stark men, and basically I think the whole point of this is to show how strong she actually is, and she actually shuts up Jaime for a while at the end of the whole battle thing. And she actually claims that she's only Lady Catelyn's knight. She doesn't exactly serve the Starks per se. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna go into next season. So we'll see where that goes. I actually do like that the banter between Brienne and what's his name? Jaime, sorry. Brienne and Jaime. So I don't know, that kind of doesn't really rival yet because they just haven't had that many talks. Sorry, I guess my leg is really itchy, but they haven't really had too many talks about that. They haven't really had too many talks like the way Varys and Littlefinger does, and they have their own little rivalry, but let's see where it goes, because I believe in the episode before Blackwater, they had some pretty funny banter going back and forth. I loved it. Okay, so let's go to Robb. Robb is chatting with his mother about how he's in love with Lady Talisa. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I don't know how to pronounce half these names if it wasn't for me listening to how they actually say it. But I forgot already how they say it. So he's in love with Lady Talisa, but his mother wants him to honor the agreement with Lord Frey. That agreement being that he has to marry one of his daughters. But, But later in the episode, you'll see that Robb breaks this contract and marries Talisa. And once again, that'll carry to next season. Ooh, foreshadow. Ooh, what a twist. Okay, so since we're talking about Robb, let's go talk about Theon. Okay, now Theon knows he's surrounded, okay? Because Theon's an absolute D-bag. He killed two of those boys, and they were farmers' boys. Okay, anyway, he knows he's surrounded by, I'm assuming it's by Robb. I'm not particularly sure, but Robb's men or whatever. But, oh no, it's not Robb's men. Well, it is Robb's men, but he's not there. Anyway, he tries to rally his troops to fight 1,000 of them when there's only 20 of those Ironborn soldiers. So they betray him instantly, and Winterfell, and they burn Winterfell to the ground. But during this whole thing, while they betray Theon, the Maester of Winterfell, I think, I'm not totally positive on that, Luwin is killed, or, well, not killed, but he is given a mortal wound, and he is going to die. Thanks, George R.R. Martin, doing me a real solid here, killing all my favorite characters. Well, characters I like, actually. Anyway, so with that happening, Bran and Rickon leave their hiding place with their wildling. I still don't know her name. I should get on that. Well, with their wildling and the giant guy. And they find that Winterfell has been burned to the ground, as I mentioned, and outside of the walls, Luwin is mortally wounded, and he tells them to head north where Jon Snow would be able to look after them. And we all know what Jon Snow's up to. if you know what I mean. Just kidding. He's not doing that yet. But it's only a matter of time. It is Game of Thrones, guys. It is HBO. Anyway. So Jon Snow is supposed to look after them. And instead of heading south where their mother and brother are, because there's just way too many Stark enemies down there, south, that they could run into. Whereas they could just run into wildlings up north, heading for the wall. And okay, so now we've got 3 out of the 4 Stark children. So let's get to 4. 4 out of 4 of the Stark children, and 5. Arya makes 5. So hold on. Let's count. We have Robb. Like, I'm talking about blood, not Jon Snow. Sorry, Jon Snow fans. We have Robb. We have Bran and Rickon. That's 3. We have Sansa. 4. And 5 makes Arya. Okay, yeah, that was good. So Arya, on her escape, if you remember, she was let out by Jaqen, who is the master assassin, apparently. And while on her escape, he asks if she wishes to go with him to, I believe it's called Bravos, so she could learn the skills that, well, she's been asking to learn the skills, but she has to find her brother and sister and mom and all that stuff. But she has to find all her family before she can actually do that and start killing people. So she declines, but here's where the title comes into play. Valar Morghulis is what she's given is she's given a coin by Jaqen that she can give to any man at Bravos. Yeah, so if she goes to Bravos, gives any man that coin that Jaqen gives her, Jaqen gives her, she says, Valar Morghulis, she can learn how to change her face, which he actually shows in the episode, which is pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I actually like that part a lot. So that's really it with her. She's on her way. I don't know what happens, really. Like I said, I haven't read the book. Daenerys. Here we go. Daenerys. Now we're done with them. It's time for Daenerys. It's about time, HBO. It is about time. Daenerys finally got cool again. After that whole season 1 of being cool, she's finally back to being cool. Props, HBO. Props, Game of Thrones. Props, George R.R. Martin. Props indeed. So, okay, what happens is she finds where the House of the Undying is, and she goes through mazes and illusions where she sees the Iron Throne, which she could. It's an illusion, like I said, a House of Illusions, stuff like that. They're magicians. They're like wizards, but cooler. I'm kidding. I don't know what the difference is. I'm pretty sure the same. Mumbling. Okay, so she goes through mazes and illusions and all that stuff. She sees the Iron Throne. That's the first one, which we all know she really wants, the Iron Throne. And 2, she finds Khal Drogo with her baby. Now, we're like, what? Take it out, what? But, I think that was a dream. I'm pretty sure that was an illusion, too. Like I said, it's like I said, they're just magicians and wizards. So, or he is. I forgot his name, too. Sad part. But sorry, it's like 1:47 in the morning. I'm really tired, guys. Anyway, so yeah, so she sees Khal Drogo and his baby, and there's a baby that was supposed to happen, but like I said, that's an illusion. That's just an illusion. But so she goes on and she finds her dragons, but the thing is, she gets captured. So at that point, you're just like, wow, that really sucks. Kind of agree with you there. She's captured, but apparently the dragons can now spit out fire, or I think they did spit out fire to begin with in the first season, where she goes into the pyre, and then she comes out naked. So Oh, I have to watch that. Did she? Okay, forget it. Sorry. Sorry, I got lost in my thoughts and my itchy legs. Okay, so she's got her dragons now, and they spit out fire, killing the bald magician guy with the goth makeup on and the lipstick. So he's dead, and they're free to go, and they find their way out, which they don't really show how. I would have liked to see how they got out, really. And that's it. That's that for Daenerys. Oh, that's not it for Daenerys, sorry. Okay, so she kills him. She goes to the King of Karth, the black guy. I'm so sorry, I can't remember his name. I'm blanking right now. She finds the King of Karth, and she finds that, I believe Zaros is with her, or with him, the King of Karth. And she's in bed with Dorea, sorry, I have it on my notes here somewhere. Dorea. And they're able, Dorea, so she finds out that she sold out the Khaleesi, or her Daenerys, okay, hold on. Daenerys, we find out that Daenerys is sold out by Zaros to the King of Karth, Dorea. So, Dorea. So, to get... And they find out, actually, that Dorea's vault is empty, so everything that he told her in the beginning when they first meet is a total lie. That he can give her all the riches in the world, all that stuff. Honestly, it was a pretty good lie, because I probably would have married that guy like that if I was her. But she's Mama Dragon. So what she does is she locks both Dorea and Zaros inside the vault, the empty vault, and they're left to die. I'm presuming they're gonna eat each other straight up, high on LSD, chew your face off kind of deal. Zombie attack. So, and she is able to get enough of Dorea's belongings, like golden bowls and golden candles and jewels and all that stuff, to be able to trade it in for like a small ship, which is pretty funny. I forgot her bodyguard's name, but blanking on all these names. It's 2 a.m. Don't take this out on me. Okay, so yeah, that's Daenerys, and it was a really good episode for her. It's about time she had some good luck go her way. I mean, I was getting pretty annoyed with the way she was making empty promises. Oh, when my dragons are fully grown, we shall take the Iron Throne. That's when your dragons are fully grown, okay? About time your dragons do something. So, let's move on to Jon Snow and Beyond the Wall. So Jon Snow ends up having to kill Qhorin, which Qhorin actually wants. The other guy who, if you don't know Qhorin's the other guy that got captured with Jon Snow by the wildlings. I don't even know if they're called wildlings, but I'm just gonna call them wildlings. So the wildlings are there, and all that good stuff. So Qhorin's dead. But that was so that Jon would be able to gain the trust of the wildlings, and he is successful. And they take him to the city to meet the king. Beyond the Wall, and Ygritte's still kind of funny. Honestly, I love Ygritte. Okay, so that's it for Jon Snow. Now to the rest of the Night's Watch, which is just Sam, Gren, and that other guy with a beard. They run out. See, I'm not racist. I'm blanking on the white guy with the beard's name now. So they run off, and they notice that the signal for White Walkers is being sounded. So they run off. The two skinny ones, the bearded one, Gren, but Sam does not make it, because Sam is... How do I say that? Sam is Sam. If we know the series, Sam is Sam. Okay? Okay, so sound for White Walkers is being sounded, Sam's left behind. But they don't go after him. They don't care for him. I'm pretty sure it's because they don't see him as a threat, or they have bigger fish to fry. Metaphorically speaking, of course, because Sam is a pretty big fella. So, but the thing is, also a next season kind of deal, they're gonna march to the Fist of the First Men, where the Night's Watch are residing currently. And that, my friends, is the cliffhanger that we are left with until the next season of Game of Thrones. Oh, guys. Okay, so as for this episode, the whole episode, I'm gonna have to say it's a good, I can't really give it, actually I can. I'll give it a 5 out of 5, because it just had everything, and it didn't even need to have a fight. Like, there was one little battle in it, and it was between, it was a staged battle, if you will, between Jon Snow and Corrin, which, okay, it was, like I said, I love the whole episode. It just kept me on point the whole way, so loved every minute of it. If I would recommend this. Just make sure you watch the other episodes. It's a good time to watch it now, and I'm gonna start reading the books actually. So it's a good time to read the books, catch up on episodes you haven't seen yet, and I really hope you guys get into this as much as I do, because I'm gonna be doing a lot more of these Game of Thrones reviews. All right, so. It is now 1:54 in the morning, and it's pretty late. Kind of want juice, and it's hot down here, and my leg is really itchy. I don't know why. I don't know what I ate, but I feel like I have an allergy. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry. Getting off topic. Anyway, hope you have a good Monday, if that's even possible. This is it. That's Mark for Legend Diaries, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you didn't like. Tell me what you did like. Tell me about Game of Thrones. Tell me about your My Little Pony collection. I don't care. I'm just going to read them all. I love you guys. Signing off at 1:55 in the morning.